Well, 16 is a much better age of consent than obviously 6 or 9 or 12, because we know how the human brain develops, we know how the human body develops. We know that there's some risks for having intercourse with a child. You can get, a woman can get, the girl can get painful issues like a fistula. She can, the baby can get stuck inside. Her hips are not developed wide enough to properly deliver the baby. So it's actually a very bad idea. As well, children need to have, lives as well. They need to play, they need to have fun. They shouldn't be having babies. This is just really unfortunate, and definitely 16 is a much better age. So those of you who are arguing 12 years old and 9 years old, like, would you actually let your daughter do that at that age with an adult man? Like, I would not. I would definitely not. That's disgusting. No, I am Iblis. Ha 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 ha.
Does consent play into this at all, or can we understand anything about consent from this end? Like, does the female slave have to consent to that, or is it kind of like because she's owned and so therefore?
In the classical thought, the understanding is that by virtue of the fact that she's owned, she does not have the right to consent. Or to withhold herself from her master. The master has the full right over her, and her consent does not play anything in this relationship. We should understand that in the ancient world, women did not have many rights, and even marriage was not as we might expect it today, like a relationship of equality between spouses. So in the Quran itself, a woman is, her husband is referred to as her Baal, which literally means her Lord. The interpreters thought of female slaves as having a secondary status.
That's a pretty ridiculous, superficial comment from you. Obviously, you have good people and bad people in all communities. You have Muslim men who are bad and Muslim men who are good. Atheist men who are bad and atheist men who are good. I'm still with my same wife for 15 years. Ah, the beautiful Islamic character, I see. Well done.
I'm an atheist who questions the claims that other people make. And some people are like, why don't you just live and let live? Why do you care what other people believe? Well, beliefs influence our entire interaction with reality. And since we are social animals, our ideas can spread and our beliefs can affect other people. Protestant and Catholic beliefs shame people into hating their own thoughts and desires. There are people who think they need to pray more instead of receiving treatment for their mental health issues. Islamic beliefs influence people to kill homosexuals. Mormon doctrine influences people to think that they can be subject to damnation over drinking coffee. Jehovah's Witnesses shun family members who don't adhere to their doctrine. There are multi-level marketing cults that encourage people to use essential oils instead of getting cancer treatment. Unchecked ideas can cause gruesome outcomes, and I just think that if people are going to act on beliefs, we better make sure that they are true. That is why I ask questions.
Shireen Malik 5 says, don't listen to this twit. I can get a divorce without the intercession of anyone. Let me show you that she's wrong. Article on divorce in Islam on my blog, and I'm going to show you that all the power is for the men. Okay, the Quran says that divorce is twice, then either keep her or release her with good treatment. 229. So this is actually a command or an order to the men that if you want to divorce, you can divorce up to 3 times. The 3rd time is final. The man is the one that gets to do it. Here there's a hadith that explains that the Prophet said if any woman asks her husband for divorce, for some reason, she's going to be forbidden even the smell of paradise, meaning she's not going to go to paradise. And here we can see that she has to request a divorce, even though it's the man, we can just say talaq, right? And then it goes on to say that here's another case where if you want a divorce, you're a woman, you have to give back the mahar, the bridal gift. It says that right there in the Quran, 229. This is called al-khulla. So khulla is how a woman gets a divorce. Amir Alice 7 says there's no evidence for the Big Bang. He is wrong. Let me show you. This is not true. There are multiple evidences to why we know there was a Big Bang. In 1917, Einstein developed the theory of relativity, which predicted the universe was expanding. So obviously, if the universe is expanding, That means it was smaller and smaller and smaller as we go back in time. On May 20th, 1964, two American radio astronomers discovered the cosmic microwave background radiation. This is a leftover of the Big Bang. And the third evidence is in 1929, Edward Hubble looked up at the sky with his telescope and he saw that the stars were moving away from each other and moving away from us. So these three evidences show us that the universe is expanding, and therefore it started off with a single point, a singularity, a Big Bang.